Good evening, one and all. Welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, India G20 presidency, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions. Today we are commemorating International Youth Day. with the theme Green Skills for Youth Towards a Sustainable World. Half of the people on our planet are 30% or 30 or younger, and this is expected to reach 57% by the end of 2030. Survey shows that 67% of the people believe in a better future, with 15 to 17-year-olds being the most optimistic about this. And the majority of the people agree that the age balance in the politics is wrong. More than two-thirds, 69% of people across all age groups agree that more opportunities for younger people to have a say in policy development change would make political systems better. Globally, only 2.6% of parliamentarians are under 30 years old, and less than 1% of these young MPs are women. So today, the world is embarking on a green transition. The shift towards an environmentally sustainable, climate-friendly world is critical, not only for responding to the global climate change crisis, but also for achieving the sustainable development goals. A successful transition towards a greener world will depend on the development of green skills in the population. Green skills are knowledge, abilities, values, and attitudes needed to live in, develop, and support a sustainable, resource-efficient society. These include technical knowledge and skills that enable effective use of green technologies and process in occupational settings, as well as transversal skills that draw on a range of knowledge, values, and attitudes to facilitate environmentally sustainable decisions in work and in life. Due to their interdisciplinary nature, the essence of green skills is sometimes expressed partly, if not wholly, through other associated terms such as skills for future, skills for green jobs. While green skills are relevant for people of all ages, they have heightened importance for younger people who can contribute to the green transition for a longer period of time. For the official commemoration of International Youth Day 2023, DISA has organized a global webinar in collaboration with UN Global Initiative on Decent Jobs for Youth and Generation Unlimited, which provided critical information and data which promotes discussion and exchange of ideas on green skills, and will also offer critical information and data that will promote decisions and exchange of ideas on green skills for youth. It will feature perspectives from international organizations, national governments, and young experts working in this area. Knowledge products will be developed to support and encourage stakeholders to celebrate International Youth Day 2023 in their various contexts and roles. So youth can be positive force for development. When provided with knowledge and opportunities, they need to thrive. Today, there are 1.2 billion young people aged between 15 to 20 years, accounting for 16% of the global population. By 2030, the target date for Sustainable Development Goals that make up 2030 agenda, the number of youth is projected to have 7% to nearly 1.3 billion. This day also focus on difficulties that young people especially are experiencing throughout the world. Half of the children between age of 6 and 13 lack basic reading, math and computational skills, and childhood poverty is still prevalent problem, and malnutrition, undernutrition is a globally prevailing problem. International Youth Day was created by the UN to help draw awareness to these issues as we strive to find solutions, and it is the best day for the reflection. Also a day for taking action, so to get involved. There will be many events, concerts, workshops, seminars, webinars, cultural events taking place to have a look at what's happening in your local area and globally and internationally. It is an initiative that honors the traits of young people, that acknowledges the challenges that today's fledgling youth face. To support the elimination of these issues, it is important that the youth is able to reach the right resources for education, well-being, medicine, and more. International Youth Day began in 2000 and was recognized by the UN to recognize the input that young people make in education, community development, environmental groups, volunteering for different social projects. Our young children, especially our young and carefree days, don't last forever. Unfortunately, many youngsters around the world face difficulties, have limited access to essential resources that can pave way for a better future. The problems faced by the youth are observed on International Youth Day on August 12 every year. In 1965, the United Nations General Assembly began making a concerted effort to impact the youth. They endorsed the Declaration of Promotion among youth of the ideals of peace, mutual respect, and understanding between peoples. They began devoting time and resources to empower the youth by recognizing up and coming leaders and offering them resources to meet the needs of the world. On December 17, 1999, the UN General Assembly endorsed the recommendation made by the World Conference of Ministers responsible for youth, and International Youth Day was formed. It was first celebrated on August 12, 2000, and ever since the day has been used to educate society, mobilize the youth in politics, and manage resources to address the global problems. The day is often accompanied by the major events. In 2013, an International Youth Conference was hosted by Youthing, featuring many key speakers and an award ceremony. More recent events have been hosted by the Indian Youth Cave in Chennai. The theme for 2019 was transforming education. And in 2020, the youth engagement for global action was the theme. And the aim of the theme was to call attention to the ways in which preparation of young people of the nation and international levels is complementing national and multilateral institutions and processes. Another important aim was to draw lessons on how their involvement in institutional policies can be increased. The first International Youth Day is celebrated on August 12th after it is designated by the United Nations General Assembly, and it supports the youth. The focus is on education. The theme for the 2019 was transforming education. An International Day for Youth or International Youth Day gives a platform to the voices of the youth. It engages the youngsters and aims to take initiatives and actions that will increase opportunities for them. The youth of the world faces different challenges and barriers to prosperity depending on which part of the world they are living in. Young people live in developed and developing countries are more prone to facing mental and social challenges, whereas young people living in underdeveloped countries face extreme problems rooted in lack of more basic needs such as education, health, and employment. These issues and challenges are widely discussed on local, institutional, and government levels. Seminars, training sessions, debates, discussion forums featuring influential figures as key speakers, fundraisers, and the distribution of educational material for informing and creating awareness takes place on International Youth Day. Through a better understanding of the problems, there are hurdles for youth development. Policy changes can be easily implemented. So youth health, the World Health Organization is developing global standards for health within the schools and colleges. 16 million kids in the US struggle with hunger each year and many more across the world. Children and adolescents should do an hour or more physical activity each day for staying fit. Youth Ambassador Muhammad Asaf is a Palestine refugee and uses his music to give message to hope of young Palestine refugees, and similar music matters. At 25 years old, Rita Kimani of Kenya is co-founder of Farm Drive, which connects unbanked and undeserved smallholder farmers to the credit. And it is more simply encouraging kids directly. It also lays out to set priorities to focus on creating tangible improvements in children's life. The 15 priorities created by the UN include areas of focus like reducing cases of HIV/AIDS, fighting childhood hunger, and providing more access to education. Many children go to bed hungry each night or head to school in the morning without a nutritious breakfast. To help them stay focused in class, in the United States alone, 13.1 million kids live in food insecure homes, which means that they and their families don't have access to enough nutritious food to lead healthy lives. Children in other countries around the world face similar hardships, and many find themselves trapped in the cycle of poverty that is difficult to break free from as they grow into adults. The more aware we are about these issues, the faster we can work together to help eradicate. International Youth Day list of actionable priorities encourages others to think about the specific things that they can do, make a tangible difference in kids' lives. In recent writings about International Youth Day, the UN has put a strong focus on reducing pollution, sustainability, using local products and services so that they remain available for the next generation, and ensuring as many communities as possible will have access to resources. Naming such ambitious but doable goals serve the inspiration for all of us to think hard and efficient steps we can take to make them happen. Today is also commemorated as World Elephant Day, personifying prehistoric beauty, theological relevance, and environmental importance. We honored one of the Earth's most magnificent creatures with World Elephant Day. Over the last decade, a number of elephants have significantly dropped by 62%, and they could be mostly extinct by the end of the next decade. It is estimated that every day 100 African elephants are killed by poachers. The desire for ivory in Asian markets has led to the slaughter of thousands of elephants. World Elephant Day was created to raise awareness and create change to save these majestic creatures. Since its founding in 2012 by Patrick Sims and the Elephant Reintroduction Foundation of Thailand, with over 100 elephant conservation organizations worldwide, World Elephant Day has reached millions of individuals who love elephants and want to do whatever they can to support elephants. The World Elephant Day is a day where organizations and individuals can rally together to give a voice to the issues threatening elephants. This powerful collective global movement offers a way to establish and endorse conservation solutions to make the world a safer place for elephants and their habitats so that future generations can appreciate them. So let's all conserve our efforts on August 12th for World Elephant Day to help preserve, safeguard elephants from multiple threats they face. Elephants and humans have come a long way together throughout the history of civilization. Thanks to the sheer expanse of the African elephant's natural environment, as well as its size and threatening posture, it has largely managed to resist captivity and domestication. The Asian elephant, on the other hand, which has lived alongside humans for over 4,000 years, enjoyed great respect and is associated with a variety of cultural and spiritual customs. In Thailand, for example, the elephants are a national icon with a national holiday dedicated entirely to them, and they can even receive a royal title from the king. Despite all the above, there is still a lot we don't know about elephants. They have the biggest brain on any land animal, which makes them clever, conscious, social, and empathetic qualities we humans strive for ourselves. Humans and elephants share many characteristics, and they are possibly more like us than any other animal. But we are putting their future in jeopardy and threatening their essential biodiverse habitats throughout Asia and Africa. Elephants are a keystone species for their environments since they promote healthy ecosystems and encourage biodiversity. As the World Elephant Day website says, to lose the elephant is to lose an environmental caretaker and an animal from which we have much to learn. We can save elephants by enforcing stronger local and international protection policies and legislation for wildlife elephants against poaching and illegal trade of ivory, promoting better management of their natural habitats, educating people on the vital role of the elephant in ecosystems, improving the way elephants in captivity are treated, and if necessary, reintroducing captive elephants into wildlife reserves to allow a natural replenishing of endangered populations. These are just some of the aims of various elephant conservation organizations around the world. Elephants are running out of space and time. We have to work together to prevent senseless poaching and the trafficking of ivory and establish protected national sanctuaries in which elephants and other wildlife can thrive before it's too late and they are all gone. So only about 40 to 50,000 elephants are left in the wild across the world, which are also in captivity, some of them. So most elephants can live up about 60 years, according to the veterinarians and wildlife experts interviewed by National Geographic, as well as an examination of past elephant die-offs. Possible causes include ingestion of toxic bacteria in water, anthrax poisoning, poisoning by humans, viral infection from rodents, or a pathogenic microbe. Elephants are startled by things that move by them fast, like mice and cheetahs. According to animal behavior experts, elephants have often observed and filmed being scared of anything moving around their feet, regardless of its size. So donate to the World Elephant Society or Elephant Reintroduction Foundation, which focuses on restoring natural habitats, changing legislation, and the rehabilitation of these animals. Inform other people about what's happening to the elephants. Get your friends to sign a pledge or share your love and concern for the elephants with the hashtag World Elephant Day or World Elephant Day 2023. Learn about what others are doing to conserve and protect elephants, support efforts to treat and care for these magnificent creatures in non-exploitative and sustainable environments where they can thrive, and join Elephant Day's list of supporters. Elephant tusks are actually enlarged incisor teeth that first appear when elephants are around 2 years old. They eat a lot. Elephants need up to 150 kilograms of food per day, that equals to 150 bags of chips. The Asian elephant is an endangered species with less than 40,000 remaining worldwide. The African elephant is threatened with less than 4 lakh remaining worldwide. There are over 1 lakh elephants in Thailand at the beginning of the last century. Today, there are less than 4,000 elephants. Humans haven't been very kind to elephants or throughout the history. Despite all they have done for us, they are intelligent, loving, mysterious creatures that should be preserved. Elephants are a keystone species, which means they create and maintain ecosystems in which they live and make it possible for a myriad of plant and animal species to live in those environments as well. The loss of elephants gravely affects many species that depend on elephant-maintained ecosystems and causes major habitat chaos and a weakening to the structure and diversity of nature itself. Elephants have the largest brains of any living mammal on Earth. We still have a lot to learn from them, and we can't do that if they all are extinct. Elephant numbers have dropped 62% over the last decade, and they could be mostly extinct by the end of the next decade. An estimated 100 African elephants are killed each day by the poachers seeking ivory, meat, body parts, leaving only 4 lakh remaining, as already mentioned, as insatiable lust for ivory products in the Asian markets, making the illegally ivory trade extremely profitable, has led to slaughter of tens of thousands of African elephants. Between 2010 and 2014, the price of ivory in China tripled, driving illicit poaching through the roof. If the elephants are to survive, the demand for ivory must be stopped. As of 2011, the world is losing more elephants than the population they can produce, threatening the future of African elephants across the continent. Bull elephants with big tusks are main targets, and their numbers have been diminished to less than half of the females. Female African elephants have tusks and are also killed, which has a terrible effect on the stability of elephant societies, leaving increasing number of orphaned baby elephants. There are still more African elephants being killed for ivory than they are born. Elephant population continue to decline. While Asian elephants suffer severe habitat loss in some of the most density human populated regions on the planet, their traditional territories and migration routes are fragmented by development, highways and industrial monocrops such as palm oil and rubber tree plantations, which has destroyed millions of hectares of forest ecosystems. With no access to their natural habitat, elephants are forced into deadly confrontations with humans where neither species wins. Asian elephants are also poached for their ivory tusks, meat, and body parts, while baby elephants are captured from the wild and sold into the tourism industry. Worldwide, Asian elephants are trained, traded, and used for entertainment in tourist parks and circuses, and also for illegal logging activities. These captive elephants are often mistreated, abused, and confined to substandard facilities without adequate veterinary care. Elephants and humans have been sharing long history throughout our civilization. The expanse of the African habitat and the enormous size and aggressive posture of the African elephant has allowed it to resist captivity. But the Asian elephant has lived alongside humans for over 4,000 years and is imbued with reverence, tradition, and spirituality across many cultures. In Thailand, the elephant is a national icon. It has a national day designated in its honor, and elephants receiving royal titles from the king and kingdom. Yet, while elephants have lived alongside humans for so long, there is much still we don't know about them. With the largest brain on any land animal, they are smart, sentient, social, empathetic qualities we strive for ourselves. But we are risking their future and in the process damaging the integral habitat required for the biodiversity throughout Asia and Africa. We can save elephants by implementing stronger protection policies for wild elephants at both local, regional, and international levels of government, stronger enforcement and legislative measures against the poaching and illegal trade of ivory, better management on natural elephant habitats, better education about the vital role of the elephant in ecosystems, more viable alternative economic opportunities for those livelihoods depend on elephants, improved treatment for captive elephants, and where appropriate, reintroduction of captive elephants into protected sanctuaries that allow a natural replenishing of endangered populations. There are just some of the goals that numerous elephant conservation organizations are focusing on around the world to prevent the extinction of the wild elephants and the destruction of their habitat, and to improve the quality of life for those elephants in captivity. Elephants are running out of space and time before we know if they will be gone, unless we collectively stop senseless poaching and consumer demand for ivory and allocate protected natural habitat in countries where elephants and other wildlife can thrive now and in future. Because without elephant, just what kind of world it would be without losing a great habitats. Today is also commemorated as IBM PC Day. On August 12, 1981, IBM released its first personal computer, Model 5150, earning place of honor on the worldwide calendar as a special celebration. IBM PC Day, without a doubt, the IBM PC transformed the business world. It was the first microcomputer in the model line and formed the basis for IBM PC's existing standards. It was created in Boca Raton, Florida by a team of designers and engineers led by Don Estridge. And we are honored to live in this age that benefited greatly from this technological breakthrough. It is hard to imagine what life before 1980 was like without computers. Technology plays a vital part in the modern life, and modern business could certainly be unstable or unable to function without computer-based systems. Before 1980s, IBM only provided business computer systems, which were mini computers. The company soon saw increasing competitions in the market, witnessed by rising profits of the competitors in the microcomputer arena. At that time, competitors were Apple, Commodore, and Tandy. Some other large companies such as Texas Instruments, Hewlett Packard, Data General, and some other big customers of IBM were starting to buy Apple computers. To enter this growing market and meet the demands of its customers, the business world, IBM decided to develop its own personal computer. IBM used its existing off-the-shelf components and the design strategy was kept totally secret. In the space of about 12 months, the IBM PC Model 5150 debuted. The price was set according to the market competition, starting at $1,565 with a configuration of 16 KB RAM, no hard disk, and a color graphic adapter. The microcomputer proved to be a runaway success for the small business market and opened the gateways for the era of personal computers. IBM worked in a collaboration with Microsoft for their operating system, and the IBM personal computer used Microsoft operating system, helping to establish Microsoft dominance in the PC market. IBM PC had a major influence on the market for personal computers. Although other companies introduced microcomputers earlier, IBM has its own significance. Its specifications and configuration became one of the most famous standards for the computer design. The only notable competition IBM faced in the 1980s was the Apple Macintosh. Today, most modern PCs are distant successors of the IBM PC. In late 1800s, Hermann Hollerith founded the computing, tabulating, and recording company, which later became IBM. The IBM PC changed the dimensions of business computing by becoming the first personal computer to achieve widespread adoption by the industry. The last IBM PC was IBM 300PL, which was discontinued in October 2000. IBM 5150.net is the official website for IBM 5051. It contains vintage ads, articles, commercials, and much more. It also tells you how to fix a faulty PC. The original cover of InfoWorld covers contains the complete 1981 issue where the IBM PC makes the front page news. The issue says it's surprised by IBM's choice of using MS-DOS, 86-DOS in particular. So the tech giant was founded about 100 years ago in the New York City, and it is more than 200 years old. IBM computers helped NASA in the Apollo mission, the first human venture on the moon. 5 IBM employees have won Nobel Prizes so far. Every major gaming console used today has had its CPU powered by IBM. IBM invests about $6 billion per year in research and development. IBM has always worked for the advancement of technology and brought new exciting features to its products. IBM has a vision that works on seeing beyond the imagination. IBM maintains a very cooperative yet disciplined work policy, provides equal opportunities to all its employees, and everyone's work is appreciated and recognized. IBM was one of the first companies to hire disabled workers. It also opened for the first school for the professional training of the women. So this is the first IBM computer, 515C personal computer, which was launched by IBM on August 12, 1981, which has Intel 8088 processor running at 4.77 megahertz, and also with optional Intel 8087 math co-processor. And the language for the operating system was IBM Basic, written in and licensed to IBM by Microsoft. And the keyboard consisted 83 keys, 10 function keys with a numeric keypad. And it has no hard disk, but a removable storage with 0, 1 or full height 5.25 inches, 160 KB floppy drives, and optional tape drive or hard drive. Again, it was dependent on the hardware. And it has RAM memory anywhere between 16 and 256 KB, that is kilobytes. The very fast one shipped with 16 KB and supported a maximum of 64 KB at that time. The read-only memory, ROM memory, was 64 KB, and graphics capabilities included as dependent on the installed graphics card, which was typically a text mode 40 by 80 character, X40 lines, and a graphic mode in which monochrome CGA was common, 320 into 200 resolution and 640 into 200. And it has built-in speaker, and it has internal expansion slots with 5 internal 8-bit ESA slots. So initially, there was no IBM support for the hard drives at all, because at that time there was no hard drives, but only floppy drives. So here the limitations were DOS 1.0 and 1.1 had no hard drive support. The BIOS on the 5150 motherboards has no support for hard drives, and BIOS expansion ROM functionality did not exist at this time. And the IBM 5150 63-watt power supply was inadequate to power both the 5150 and the hard drives of the time. However, some third-party solutions emerged. They involved an externally powered hard drive and custom boot floppy. So here you can see the manuals are available. You can download, and diagnostic software is also available, and various utilities for preparing bootable floppy disk is also available. So this is the website still maintained. This is active. So which has been launched almost in 1981. And there are also other models after this. This is another model. Here you can see. This is another model by IBM. This is 3.5 inch, 3.5 inch floppy disk, smaller disk. This is 5/4 disk, floppy disk, and this is also 5/4 floppy disk. These three models were initially very popular. Today is also commemorated as National Bowling Day. And it is a fun way to inspire friendly competition between friends, and you can get serious or not about as much as you want. Bowling, speaking of food, there's a plenty to choose from at bowling alley. If you get food craving in between games, there's no need to leave. You can throw straight or develop your own signature curve. A consistent curve is the key for the success. Today is commemorated as Mother's Day in Thailand. To celebrate the special bond between a mother and her children, it also commemorates Her Majesty Queen Sirkit's birthday. Dok Mali or jasmines are the traditional gift for the Thailand Mother's Day. Jasmine is associated with purity and gentleness in Thai culture. Children get the garlands and bouquets of jasmine flowers for their mothers. Other than that, it is also common to see children and mothers going out for lunch, participating in Mother's Day events, and spending time with each other. Today is also commemorated as National Middle Child Day in US. So if you have siblings, you know the rivalry can get real. Middle children often get less attention from busy parents, but despite the commonly held belief that their insecurity and resentment carries on into adulthood, middle children actually develop some critical skills that help them become successful adults. Whether or not middle child syndrome is real, it is true that middle children, particularly in large families, of the daily life. Started in 1986 by Elizabeth Walker, National Middle Child Day celebrates our middle siblings and reminds us that each child is precious and important. National Middle Child Day is observed to honor that in-between child in the family is an interesting thing. Is even larger families celebrate more than one middle child too. Today is also commemorated as National Vinyl Record Day in US. Spin music lovers all around the world have disagreements on number of things, but one thing we think everyone can agree is that vinyl records are here to stay. For those who love the quality of sound, owning physical copies of your favorite albums or simply the nostalgic factor, it's probably safe to assume that you own your own collection of vinyl records stashed away somewhere. So now it's time to dust off the old needle and let the music take away on the cloud of good vibrations. Today is also commemorated as National Julienne Fries Day in US. They are just normal fries that are cut using Julienne culinary method. This means the fries are chopped into thin pieces that are almost the size of a matchstick. They are classy, crispy, and taste slightly different than regular fries served at many eateries and restaurants. Today is also commemorated as National Googie Butter Cake Day in US, which is dedicated to tasty treat that is loved by many. Gooey butter cake is a dessert or pastry delicacy. It has an yeast cake foundation with goo mixture on the top sprinkled with powdered sugar. It is sticky, chewy dessert and can be found at most bakeries in and around. Typically, gooey butter cake is served as a coffee cake. Today is also commemorated as Milkman Day in US. It's a joyful occasion honoring milk delivery and the hardworking individuals who make it happen. The milkman is a traditional term for a person whose employment includes the delivery of milk. Typically, milk is delivered in bottles or cartons. People can get their dairy needs delivered directly to their door. This makes it easier for the people to acquire the nutrients they require from milk regularly. A milkman is sometimes also known as milkwoman or a milk delivery person. Milkman appeared around 1860 in Britain when railways first started to allow fresh milk to arrive in cities from the countryside. By 1975, 94% of the milk were packaged and delivered in glass bottles. In 19th century, Louis Pasteur came up with a bacteria killing technique, and then milk is pasteurized. Guernsey, Ayrshire, Brown Swiss, Jersey, Holstein, Red and White, and milking short-term cows are used to produce milk, which are foreign breeds or hybrid breeds. Milk contains essential nutrients such as protein, calcium, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin B12, and vitamin D. Human hands do not touch the milk. It goes from cow to consumer. A cow produces around 90 glasses of milk every day on an average. So it helps to encourage more people to get their much needed nutrients from healthy food sources. And good nutrition is vital to maintaining good health in everyone. This creates awareness about milkmen and issues they face and makes them feel valued and can help them get support. And also garners support for the people who help with the delivery of milk, and they can receive solutions that make their jobs easier and more efficient. Today is also commemorated as Garage Sale Day in US. Which can actually help you find items that you have been searching for. This includes furniture, books, decorative items, jewelry, cutlery, electronics, and many other objects that may serve an essential purpose in your life. All you have to do is ensure you are not being duped into buying something at an incredibly high price. Or need to get rid of things of your own, use this day to hold a sale in your garage or backyard. Today is also commemorated as the glorious 12th in UK. The day marks the beginning of the shooting season for red grouse and is considered to be one of the busiest days in the shooting season. On this day, there is a usually large amount of game hunted and shot. The red grouse bird is usually farmed for shooting, which results in their unnaturally high population. They are also susceptible to diseases outbreaks, which causes a fluctuation in their number yearly. Whenever the 12th day of August falls on Sunday, the holiday is postponed to August 13th because the English law prohibits game bird shooting on Sundays. Different animals have different starts to their open seasons. Most open season begins on September 1st, the woodcock and the pheasant have their own open season on October 1st. Though it is enjoyed by shooters as a fun and challenging sport, it is not quite as often for the red grouse. Shooting grouse as an activity has been met with a lot of controversy from animal rights activists. Some people consider it to be an unnecessary and antiquated pastime. It is believed that the activity is damaging to the grouse as a species and their surrounding environment. Red grouse is commonly shot and eaten variety. Grouse are classed as game birds, and around 500,000 birds are killed every year in Britain for sports and games. Grouse is mostly found in the UK. Red grouse is endemic to the British soil, having developed in isolation from its other species. Grouse are known to be found in heather moorland. The heather on the moorland provides nutrition to grouse. Grouse can be attacked by predators such as foxes, crows, and stoats. In England, grouse moor management creates over 1,500 full-time jobs. It encourages more people to take part in the gaming activities and also to engage in physical activities. Grouse hunting is an activity that has been around for many years, and people continue to teach their children and passing down this tradition. And it helps to spread information about grouse and the issues they face. And also awareness can lead to solutions that help the species, including animal rights. So with this, we shall conclude today's commemoration. See you all tomorrow for the 10 days international conference, which is going to start from tomorrow. Those who are interested to make your presentations, quickly register and share your topics at the earliest, and also circulate among your friends and circles. So we have limited time of 2 hours. So you can limit your presentations to maximum of 2 hours and share your details. So thank you everyone for joining on this day. Hope you all had enlightening sessions. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night. And the polls has been launched in the form of International Webinar Series overall feedback form, which has been launched in the form of polls. We request everyone, before leaving, quickly fill up the feedback form. So see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.